I'm sweating like, damn, my man just came home. We about to get locked up again. Cause they popped my trunk open, it's a wrap. Hollow sleep. I talked to the cops the right way, I woke him up, and then we busted you.
I remember that.
He ain't never seen me behind the wheel.
I remember that.
He ain't never
I'm
seen
talking
me
about owning
behind
your
the
own
wheel,
car,
though.
nigga. I'm talking about owning your own car.
I ain't have a license that whole time.
You've never had a car, man. Just say you
nigga.
never had a car. It's no big deal. You live in New York City.
Cool.
But that's crazy because I never knew it was work in the trunk. What type of shit is that?
Wow.
You riding with work in the trunk and you don't tell your
You don't
homie?
remember me telling you?
I don't remember you telling me.
Bro.
I thought we went to the studio to glaze.
What happened to you?
We didn't go
bro?
to the studio?
What happened to you, son?
Look, I'm going to give you
How
this.
did you get like this?
This is the only
bro?
thing I'm going to give you about that
How
night.
did you get like this, my nigga?
Rapmatic presents Battle Code, the most intriguing battle rap podcast impacting the culture.
What's happening, handsome? You now tuned in your boy Loaded. Let you know what's up when I'm rolling up, huh? Aces click faster than Harlem still at 8 train slick. Hear me. You now tuned in the Battle Code on Rapmatic, huh? Go get this work.
Brace yourself and don't miss out on a cultural revolution.
What's my thoughts on the Math and Hollow battle? My thoughts is like, I'd rather see them battle and get a check from it than actually fight and kill each other in the street. You know what I mean? I don't agree with them talking, especially like when it comes to Coney Island. I don't think neither one should be talking about what happened in Coney Island because the lives were lost and, you know, they was name dropping. They don't even know them. I'm from Coney Island. You know, everybody knows D.Chamberz is from Coney Island. Everybody keeps saying the course Coney Island thing. I mean, to be honest with you, whatever happened, because we ain't going. You could possibly asking that question and them rapping about it could actually re-indict all the wrong people. People keep forgetting about that. Like a body dropped, and truthfully, neither one had hammers. Nobody, you know, we know the truth. You know what I mean? Well, most people keep talking about that situation. Why don't they ask how you can resolve that situation or stop talking about it? That's the type of time I'm on because like there's people in my hood I gotta look in their face and they reigniting that hate. They be like, yo, why are they talking about it? You know what I mean? Like, they laughing because son jumped in the water, but if he'd have been dead, they'd be like, yo, damn, rest in peace, Hollow. You know what I mean? Whatever he did. Like, it was like over 100 and some shots went off that night. You know what I mean? I mean, everybody laughing, but I could say the same person saying that was rolling on the floor all the way to the fucking street, from the park to the street. The toughest rappers you was thinking about. Nobody wanted to die, so I don't think nobody should really be talking about that because at the end of the day, police was asking all the wrong questions and you had cameramen that was clout chasing, dropping the footage because they heard shots during. It was happening during a real battle. My man Fire Kid was battling, and the way I feel bad about it is that I actually invited these fools to come out, and I realized Coney Island wasn't ready for large crowds because you got all these projects that got beef with each other. You got people really getting hit out there. There ain't no battle rap. Like they really battling for their life out there. So when they came as battle rappers. Did something happen? Whatever you know is what you know. I'm not here to tell you a story and that can have me in a cold room and a fucking detective asking me more questions. I'm not. I was there. I got out of there. I'm just happy. You know what I mean? But for them to keep talking about it and they talking about Cortez a stand-up dude. But if Cortez would have caught that body and did 25 to life, they would have said, nah, it wasn't worth it. So what do you want from him? You know what I mean? So everybody keep talking about that because it can go there. Because if Cort don't do it, he got people around him that'll do it. And everybody, stand behind their image and their pride. So when I was ignoring it, but when I watched that face-off, I'm like, yo, it kind of made me disgusted. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, you know what? I'd rather them go out like that and use battle rap than actually kill each other. I'd rather them do that. That's the only thing I can say. But like what they say could be used against them later on in life. They got to know that. You know what I mean? Because it could be somebody who feel the way to be like, yo, you didn't know light, and then hit him or hit one of them. And then what? It goes back to me like, yo, Chambers, you from Coney Island. How you let that happen? You know what I mean? Because the part of the street element, that I'm there. You know what I mean? Niggas know what time it is. When I spoke to them, Math actually asked me what side am I standing on, and I told him probably the side where the pay-per-view is at, because I don't even want to be, you know what I mean, I don't want that energy, but at the same time, I need to see it. Maybe I could stop something that if it does get out of hand, you know what I mean, on either side, you know what I mean, because at the end of the day, we all was chasing a dream, we all was hungry, we all wanted the same things in life, so we can't erase that. Like we all didn't share those memories. You know what I mean? Everybody was more popular than others at the time. You know, it's things we had to deal with, and we took on everybody's stress. So we can't forget that. So when I think of that, that's what I'd be like, oh damn, like they just really digging the hole, because it's not like the K-Shine and T-Rex thing. Like I don't know their story like that, but we know some of it because they shelled it out, and we can see who's falling back and who's moving forward. And it's the same thing with this situation. It can either help their career or actually hurt it. So what they're doing, I hope that bag was worth it. It's some touchy topics. I hope the whole battle is not based on Coney Island, and I hope they just bring, some talent and give the crowd what they're asking for, since they drummed up this much attention. You know, I speak to Hollow here and there, and I spoke to Math, because things are not the same. It's not even like we all speak on the phone, but it's not like that same hunger it was when we first came in this game. Getting on the URL TV circuit and being around Smack. We was always around Smack, but getting on the actual URL TV circuit from the first DVD when we had the cypher with me, Hands, and Liaison. You know what I mean? It's not the same. Actually, Liaison was on Smack. This is like early 2000s. I'm from Coney Island. Math is from Crown Heights. So like, I didn't know about Math until I came home from jail. And that was like the top of 08. I got off parole, and while I was on parole, I met him then. Me and Liaison, we was already on Smack. We was already on Come Up DVDs. I was just more trapped really in that street life. Everything that everybody's rapping about, I was caught up in that, war wounds to prove it. Liaison was being managed by Norbs. So when Norbs was managing Liaison along the course, I met Math Hoffa at Dawn Hills in Manhattan, and I was supposed to be talking to Sycamore. Me and him, he ran me there. Derek Jeter, everybody was there, and that's the first time I met Math. And I didn't even really know about the Dose situation. I'm fresh home. I don't know, but they was like, yo, that's homie that did what he did. I didn't even know he battled my man Nims from Coney Island. I didn't even know none of this happened. I was gone. So like when I came home, Cortez was the first dude I called, because I knew Cortez from open mics, from Club Pyramid, from like when you had to spend $10 and just stand on the mic to just rap. So I knew him then. So when I came home, I just dusted off the phone like, yo, Cole, what you doing? And he saw I was moving around with Math and Liaison. Because like far as that go, Liaison was already on Smack, so we had that relationship with Smack. Math already had a different relationship with Smack. We just made it make sense, because at the time, Brooklyn was shelled out by Harlem artists. Like if you looked at the old Smacks, it was all Harlem. It never was Brooklyn. So when I look at the T-Rex thing and Math, I look at it as we fought for position to get Brooklyn and other people on that platform, because it was always in Harlem. It was always uptown. So like to say that Math, I think the Dose situation, everything that was happening in the street, that's what put the light on it and that attention. But it was already going on. And so one day we had like a meeting, and it was me, Liaison, Math, and I'm the one who invited Cortez. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, I was telling Math, I think Core would be a good look for the hood, and he had Myrtle Ave, or he had that whole side of Brooklyn. I knew him. I knew he was a stand-up guy. Like Hands wasn't even on the scene yet. So we had all of this in play. When we sat in the studio, we had filmographers there, we had producers there. We was ready to create this thing of NYB. Math was already working with other artists. He was working with Bunky Essay, he was working with Cash Kato, and he had his man H. So they was already on that time. What we brought to the game was Coney Island. At the time, Liaison, it just didn't sit well with Liaison, like always being in friction. And then, he really couldn't tell the difference, because where we come from, like, we had to learn how to deal with battle rap, because a lot of times people hold you to your word. So when you telling people suck my dick and you going to do something, everybody's coming with that energy. That's what it was for us. And then I think that's why I think Math and us, we kind of resonated with that. And nobody really understood Math when he did what he did, but we understood him. And we all tried to create something that was huge. Along the time, just before the NYB to the Death record, Core asked me, he was like, yo, you think I should bring Hollow? Hollow was on Grind Time. He was already on 106 and Park. I was like, yo, he got to look. Tell him pop out. I already told Hands pop out. Hands lived down the block for me when I was living in Coney Island. He was on 24th Street, but he always used to be with my man Carter. So I was like, nobody knew about Hands. Nobody. I was used to just tell people. I'm like, yo, Hands is fire. And then Hands came to Zayak's studio. He came to the studio with us in Manhattan, and he out-rapped everybody that was in that room. You may have bars, but he stood out the most, and that's why like it was okay for me to put Hands, make that call. Smack didn't even know when we did the cypher. He just was standing there, and he was like, "Yo, you sure?" I'm like, "Yo, I'm sure." Because if I didn't say, "Yo, it was cool to do that, open that door," we wouldn't know what Hands is. You probably learned on later on with his grind, but we wouldn't know who Hands is. So I was like, "Yo, let's make this solid." And then over the time, people was catching on the NYB. Hollow was battling Big T. We stood behind him. Wherever, we just stood together as a unit. Everybody bought. It was like Voltron. It's like everybody bought different aspects to it. You know what I'm saying? Like Cortez, he had certain side of Brooklyn. I had Coney Island. Math had what he had going on. You know what I mean? From Crown Heights. You know what I mean? So he was always at Coney Island with us, and at the time he was living uptown. So I didn't really know what he was doing day to day or whatever. We get up, we do what we do. We was breaking bread on, you know what I mean? Doing real street shit. And then like, at the time, T-Rex was a target, we was on T-Rex. When the next person became a target, and at the same time, we all was growing. We didn't have music, we were just moving as a unit. And I think somewhere along the line, before Calico battle, Aver battle, and the Shady deal, where everybody was like, it was too much attention. I don't think everybody was ready for or had their business asset in order at that time. And I think it was just too much going on. Too much was expected from people who just came from the street. So it's deeper than rap. So a lot of people don't understand that. You know, whatever Calico and Hands had, because Calico come from a land where everybody's street. You know what I mean? He stand behind his word. He came with that energy since day one. Hands is too. Math is too. Like Math and Calico probably wanted to get the bread, but some people can't forget what was said. That's what I think. But over the course of time, it's not even that serious. Because sometimes people be saying all this hateful shit, and then you know what I mean? You look backstage, they taking pictures with each other. That shit is weird to me. And you know, I'm happy that, you know, once they battle, they get over and they move on. But this is a business. This shit is an aggressive sport, and I think the people who get affected the most are the people outside of battle rap, because they choose to believe what they want to believe, and they go off that. That's just me looking from the outside in. I've been around for a long time, and there's people who don't know them. They might like certain, like right now, every barbershop that I know is talking about Geechee Gotti. They could connect with him. It's like authentic. You know what I mean? Sue Surf, they talking about him, you know? They talk about tons of other rappers for whatever reason, but when you talking street stuff, that's what it is. I'm not saying battle rap is based off streets, because there's people who came in here and did great business and doing other things outside of battle rap and music, and I applaud that. But the streets, when you say certain things, they love death and hate it at the same time. That's what I see. Yo, you get what you ask for. Just like you say something, you gotta respect consequences. Because a lot of the times, if they know they're gonna get thousands of views, that's why. Because you got their attention. Now you got the attention of somebody that you was disrespecting. Now you gotta respect the disrespect. That's what's going on.